Hi everybody, my name is Lance Moore and I'm a new home specialist. Over the last 20 years, I've made it my mission to learn everything I can about building and buying new homes. And in that time period, I've learned a lot of inside information that can save you a ton of money, time, and frustration. I want you to get what you're paying for when you buy a new home and not get taken advantage of, or even worse, buy a money pit. Buying a new home is supposed to be one of the most exciting and fun purchases of your entire life, but you need to understand and know the ins and outs of buying a new home. So here's what we're going to go over in this video today. We're going to talk about the pros and cons of new versus pre-owned and the information you need to know before you make a decision. We're going to go over quality versus quantity. In other words, how do you tell the difference between a good builder and a bad builder so you don't get hurt down the line? How to get the absolute best deal on your home. How to save thousands of dollars in the design center and not let the builder trick you when it comes to upgrades. We're going to go over all that and more in this video. All right, everybody, I'm going to be talking pretty fast in this video because I have a lot of great money-saving tips and advice to give you. So the first thing we're going to go over is new versus pre-owned, pros and cons. Now, the two biggest objections I get with the new home is the timing factor. Maybe you go out and they don't have any inventory homes and you need to close within the next 2 months or 3 months. Or maybe you don't have time to wait the 6 to 8 months or whatever it's going to take for a build job. The second is the price. A lot of times people say, well, the price on a new home is just a lot more expensive than a pre-owned. But here's the thing about price. When it comes to a new home, you have to look at not just the price and what you're paying, but you have to look at the cost of the home. So the cost of the home has to do with the price that you're paying. It has to do with the monthly utility bills, whether the monthly utilities bill is going to be. What about the maintenance on the home? And what a lot of people miss, buyers when they're buying, is any upgrading that you need to do, any updating to the home that you need to do. So let's take a home, for example, and let's say you're looking at buying a brand new home and maybe a home that's 10 or 15 years old. You have to ask yourself, when it comes to the utility bills, what are they going to be on the pre-owned and the new? As you know, new homes are always going to be more energy efficient. There's this, as technology moves on, as city and state and county codes and stuff change, things are just becoming more and more greener. So you could have utility bills on a pre-owned home. Maybe in the summer they're $300 a month, but on a brand new home, maybe they're only $130 a month. Then it comes down to the maintenance. How old is the home? How long are you going to be living in it? Are you going to have to replace the roof? You have to budget for that. What about the HVAC or the water heater? So different things when it comes to the maintenance on the home you have to budget for, or any appliances in the home. All these things have to be budgeted for. The other thing I think a lot of home buyers don't always look at is the datedness of the home. If a home's maybe 10 years old or 15 or 20 or 40, how dated is it? Are you going to have to go in and start doing updating to get it to look better? So you have to think about these things because with a brand new home, you get everything in its most modern stage. With the home that might be 10 years old, what does the tile look like? What is the carpet? What kind of condition is the carpet in? What about the countertops or the cabinetry or just even the paint color in the home? So you have to look at all these things and say, okay, are we going to have to update all this? The fixtures, the hardware. So look at everything in a whole. Look at the price, look at the utility bills, the maintenance, and any updating that you need to do to the home. And that's the cost. And then you'll have a better understanding. Now, of course, with new homes, everything's brand new. So, you get what you want in the home. You don't have to buy what someone else has and make it fit. So there's certainly a lot of advantages and there's disadvantages. It's really what works best for you. All right, everybody, now my favorite subject, Quality versus quantity. How do you tell the difference between a good builder and a bad builder? Everybody wants to buy a home and get what they think they're paying for. Everybody wants to make sure they're getting and buying a home from a quality builder, but how do you really know? And that's what we're going to go over. Now, when I say quality, I'm not talking about cosmetic stuff like kitchen cabinets, countertops, flooring, the pretty paint, fixtures, stuff like that. I'm talking about the nuts and bolts of the home, the quality of construction of the home, the attention to detail, the exterior, the interior, behind the sheetrock. That's what I'm talking about. But before we begin, let me go over the 4 different types of builders. You have basically 4 different types. One is a level builder. These are volume builders who build a lot of homes, and it's an entry-level home. A level 2 would be a volume builder, but it's basically a mid-level home. A level 3 would be a volume builder, but they're semi-custom. So maybe they're going to move walls around, maybe they'll move kitchens around, they'll do some minor tweaks to the home on the floor plan. And then number 4, level 4, we're not really going to talk about, but that's a truly custom home. So you go into the custom builder, you give them your floor plan, they'll build it. Okay, so let me illustrate this by, look at this picture right here. Okay, if you look at the picture, you're going to see 3 homes, a level 1, a level 2, a level 3. Now, if you look at the difference in quality and attention to detail on the level 1 home to the level 2, it's noticeable. From the level 2 to the level 3, it's very noticeable. Now, you're also going to notice things on the level 1. This home is on a 50-foot lot, so they really squeeze the homes together. The roof pitch is pretty low. You go over to the level 2, and you're on a 60-foot lot, so they could do 2-car garage, 3-car garage. The roof pitch is a little higher. The attention to detail is better. You go over to the level 3, it's on a 65-foot lot, so they could do 2-car, 3-car garage. Again, the pitch on the home is a little higher, and the architectural detail is a little better. When you walk into the home, you could tell right away the attention to detail. When you walk into level 1 homes, everything's pretty flat. It's pretty basic. You know, the ceilings are maybe 9 feet tall. You don't have a lot of attention to detail. Now, when you walk into the level 2, you can notice a lot more attention to detail. The ceilings are a little higher. There might be a plant ledge here, an art niche there. It just flows a little bit better because this builder probably has better architects. And then you go over to the level 3, you can notice a real noticeable difference when you walk into this home because with the roof being so high, the roof pitch inside the home in the impact areas, the ceiling vaults up to 14 feet. The corners are rounded. You have a lot of plant ledges, art niches. The flow's really nice. Again, rounded corners, not straight corners. So there's a lot of things in this home. Now, you get to the actual behind the walls. Now, first off, I would suggest if you're going to be buying a new home to get an inspector before the sheetrock goes up and have them look at the home if you don't know what you're looking at. But let's go over a couple things behind the walls and up in the attic. So you want to look at stuff like the ductwork. What does the ductwork look like? Does it look good, or do you see a lot of like kinks and 90-degree bends? If you do, this could be $10 just in this one bend and restricted airflow. It's costing you more money every month, and it's putting a lifespan on your HVAC system because it's having to strain more. So you want to look at that. Then what about stuff like the wood? You're looking at the wood. Is the builder using a good wood? Are they using wood that's bowed or knotted? And what about the insulation? This is really important. Are they using R19, R30, R38? Are they using radiant barriers? So the higher the R number, the more energy efficient the home is, and the less it's going to cost you per month. Now, a radiant barrier is where the heat from the sun just reflects. It sort of looks like aluminum foil, if you will. So what is the builder actually putting up? What's going in behind the walls? I've learned a lot because over the years, because I've talked to a bunch of builder reps, construction managers, I've walked through hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of homes. So one tip I'll give you, and one thing I would suggest you ask the sales representative, hope they know, but ask them, say, what makes you different than your competitors when it comes to quality of construction. See what they say. If they're sticking in radiant barriers and their competitors are sticking in R30 in the ceilings, well, that's different. Maybe the competitor's putting in R30 and, they're R38, or, you just need to ask. All right, everybody, so now it comes time to buying a home and you want a good deal. What do you do? How do you get the best deal? Well, first, let me tell you what you need to do is you need to hire a knowledgeable real estate agent that understands the ins and outs of new homes. And you might be saying to yourself right now, Lance, you're a realtor, you're biased. This is why you're saying this. Well, let me tell you how the builders work and give you the reason why. First off, how builders work, like any corporation, is they put together projections for the year. So if their fiscal year end is December 31st, in probably October or November, they're going to put their projections together for the following year. How many subdivisions are they going to be building? How many lots are they going to have? How many homes are they going to be completing? What percentage of their homes are being sold through real estate agents? And they're going to put that budget and that commission in there. How much are they going to be spending toward advertising, marketing, different events and promotions? What about the sales rep? Their money's going in there. All the bonuses to the company members are going in there, and employees. So everything's going in to this budget. And they're going to be projecting. So if you think you're just going to walk into a builder and say, hey, I'm not using a real estate agent, negotiate with me, the money's already in there, whether you're working with a realtor or whether you're not working with a realtor. So a lot of times what I ask home buyers, because a lot of home buyers will say, well, I'm buying a new home, I don't need a real estate agent. Now, let me tell you, because I get calls from all over the country every week, and I would say 80 to 90% of the problems that people have is because they're either not using a realtor or they're not using a competent realtor. It's usually if they're not using a realtor at all. And so you need to pick a competent realtor. But here's the thing. Let's just say, for an example, you're going out, you're looking at a home, and you're having problems. You don't have a real estate agent, and maybe 4 other buyers have problems in their homes, but they have a realtor. Well, who's going to be the last person on the totem pole? Well, of course you are, because it isn't Baskin Robbins. It's not first come, first serve. It's the squeaky wheel gets the grease. So then let me say this. Let's say you're going out and you're looking at it. You want to get a deal, and you don't have a real estate agent. So I'll ask people and I'll say, okay, let me ask you this. Over the next year, 5 years, 10 years, how many homes are you going to buy through this builder? How many friends, family members, co-workers are you going to refer to this builder where they're going to buy homes? And most people say, well, probably one, just myself and maybe none. And I'll say, yes, you think the builders know this. I said, but myself, over the next year, 5 years, 10 years, how many homes am I going to sell through this builder? I could sell 2, I could sell 5, I could sell 25. I said, they don't really know, but they want me out there. They want the realtors out there because we could bring them clients. So I've had situations where I've sold 5 homes in a year through a builder. I've had situations where I've sold 12 and 19 homes through a builder. Let's just say 5 homes. 5 homes at a net profit margin of 15 to 20% with an average sales price of $200,000. Who do you think they're going to give the deal to? They want the realtors to come out there, and these builders know who we are. We're in their database, the ones that do the business and produce. So all I say is use a realtor and get a real estate agent that knows what they're doing, because it's vitally important. All right, so how to save money in the design center. You can save thousands of dollars, or you could waste thousands of dollars when you get to the design center. And I know this is overlooked by so many buyers, and I understand why. There's so many things you're thinking about when you're buying a new home. You're going over all the different floor plans, what lot you want to build on. You talk to the builder rep and they say, well, you might get standard tile in the entrance and kitchen and breakfast nook and all the wet areas. You get the granite countertops. You get the 42-inch cabinets in the kitchen, and they're giving you the basics. But what you want is you want the specifics. So a tip that I'll give you, and I'll give you several right here. What I always do when I'm working with a buyer is I get the builder rep and I say, let's start at the entrance of the home, at the front door, and let's walk through. Is this the type of door I'm going to be getting? If not, Well, this door right here, what's the upgrade on it? How much would it cost for the floor plan? You walk in and you say, is this the tile I'm going to be getting? Is this the kitchen cabinets I'm going to be getting? What about this granite countertop? Is this the kind of granite I'm going to be getting? And hear what they have to say. Listen to what they say, because they could say, well, this granite right here is a third level upgrade. Well, how much is that? Well, that's probably $1,500. Well, what about this tile? Well, that's a fourth level upgrade. Well, how much is that? Well, in all the wet areas in the kitchen and breakfast nook and entrance, well, it's probably $2,300. So you want to get an idea and do a walkthrough of the entire home. And then when you get back to their office, what you want to do is you want to get a sheet. So let's say you're buying a floor plan, let's just call it the Florence. You'll get a price sheet for everything that goes in that home for the Florence, so you know. And you have a good idea what you're getting. Now, once you sign the contract and you set up your time for the design center, what you want to do is ask the builder rep and see if they actually have a time where you could go in beforehand. A lot of builders will set maybe 1 day a week or 4 hours 1 day a week where buyers could go in there and just walk around the design center, get a feeling for it. And that's great because you could get an idea of what you like. The other thing I'll tell you is when you go to the design center, always have a very good idea what you want and how much money you're going to spend. I know this sounds easy right now, but believe me when I tell you this, the vast majority of all buyers shatter their budget at the design center because builders know exactly what your breaking point is on everything. They know what your breaking point is on a level 1 upgrade, a level 2 upgrade, a level 3, etc. They know your breaking point on everything. This is their business. So just definitely go in and have a game plan, ask questions, and get everything thought out before you go into the design center. This will save you so much money and it will be a lot smoother. The last tip I'll give you is when you're in the design center, take pictures and notes of everything you're getting. Because you might say, well, I want this type of light fixture. And they write it down, and maybe the code was C1234, but they wrote down C1235. You want to have evidence or a picture or something to say, no, I took a picture of what I wanted. This is what I wanted. They wrote it down wrong. Of course, you're going to sign it, but you're not going to know. But always verify yourself what they're writing down. You wouldn't believe how many times this happens to home buyers. So anyhow, I hope this part helps you. And just be detailed in that design center. If you're looking at buying or viewing new homes in Wesley Chapel, Florida, or anywhere in Tampa Bay, contact me first before you start anything. I have a lot more insider secrets that can save you a lot of money when buying a new home. My whole goal is to make sure you're saving money when buying a new home and not getting taken advantage of by the new home builders. I would love to help you. I would love to work with you. Give me a call today. I look forward to talking to you.